Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Vision Possible live stream. My name is Nathaniel Spiers. I'm one of the coaches here at Vision Possible. And for those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, Vision Possible is all about making your daydream become your day job. We are passionate about seeing your dream, your vision, your goals become a reality in your life. And we do that through helping you find your vision, helping you maybe take the first step towards walking out that vision, or maybe you are walking out your vision. Maybe you do have steps that you're taking towards it, and you just need encouragement to keep going. We are here for you. For more information on what we do, go to visionpossible.net, visionpossible.net. What I want to talk about today is root cause analysis. May seem like a dry subject, but for everyone in our lives, we need to learn how to go to the root of a problem. I'm sure you've heard that phrase before, the root, right? What's the underlying cause, right? What's that thing that makes the symptoms occur? And how do you effectively get to that? And this is a skill that, while it seems easy on the outside, does take some practice at getting used to. In business, there's a lot of organized study around process improvement. And in CMMI and in Lean Six Sigma, both of those certifications, they teach something called a root cause analysis. I want to use this example before we start getting into the details of how to do one. But think about it like this. Let's say you have symptoms on the outside. And when we think of symptoms, you have to think of maybe a cold or a sickness, right? So you have symptoms like coughing, sneezing, shortness of breath, maybe fatigue, a fever. Those are all symptoms of a deeper cause, right? The cause that's creating that sickness, we could easily say, oh, it's a cold or it's the flu. But that's not the cause. That's not the root cause. Sometimes you have to ask more questions to get down to that root cause. So in that particular scenario, the root cause could be maybe you were around somebody else that had the cold at work and you picked it up 3 or 4 days ago. And the root cause to that was because you were at work in the first place. Or maybe you can say, well, the root cause was technically I didn't have a strong enough immune system, like I wasn't supplementing vitamin C, vitamin D, etc., so I caught it. Or maybe you had too many sweets that day, right? And so going back to the root cause of why you got sick can help you from getting sick again, right? Well, that's the same thing that happens in business. In business, you want to go down and understand all the way down to the root, what is the root cause? And there's some skills in doing that. What I want to talk about today is root cause analysis, the 5 whys, the 5 whys. And this is actually a strategy that was created as part of Toyota's manufacturing and Toyota's corporate culture. So Sakichi Toyota was the one who's credited with this idea of the 5 whys. Well, what are the 5 whys? Really simple. You ask why 5 times. And 5 is probably, there's no magic number to it, but it is a good suggestion of how many times you need to ask the question why to get down to the root. The goal of this obviously is to make an informed decision to change something so that the problem doesn't occur again. So let me use an example to show you what I mean by the 5 whys. So first off, let's say the problem is you ran through a red light, okay? And this occurred, and you say, okay, what was really the reason that happened? Well, obviously the first why did you run through a red light? Well, because I was late for work. Okay, that's fine. But is that something actionable you can change? Well, yes, indirectly, but let's keep asking why and see if we can get down to a deeper root cause. Why were you late for work? Well, you didn't wake up on time. Okay, let's just practice, keep going. We're going to keep asking why and see how deep we can go. Why do you not wake up on time? My alarm didn't go off. Okay, why didn't your alarm go off? Because the battery went dead. Okay, why'd the battery go dead? because I forgot to plug in my alarm clock, or I forgot to plug in my I forgot to, recharge the battery. Okay. There you go. That's your root cause. You didn't plug in your alarm clock, you didn't recharge your battery, right? Silly example, but you can see that now that's something you can fix. Make sure before you go to bed every night that you plug in your alarm clock, that you charge the battery on your alarm clock, whatever it may be. Again, silly example, but it works to illustrate a point. Now that was 5 whys. Why? Because you were late for work. Why? Because you woke up late. Why? Because your alarm didn't work. Why? Because the battery was exhausted. Why? Because you didn't plug in your alarm clock or charge your battery. There's 5 whys to get down to something actionable. Now again, like I said earlier, there's not necessarily, a magic number. There's not necessarily, 5 and you'll get to the root every single time. It's an art more than a science, but usually 5 is about right, because if you start asking too many whys, what you're going to get is you're going to start to get complaints or issues, or people are going to start picking apart things that are so nitty gritty that you really can't do anything about them. And when you get to that point, when you get to the point where it's almost into complaint mode, and you guys know what a complaint is, right? A complaint is just a problem without a solution. But when you start to ask too little questions on the flip side, you may not get to the actual cause and something actionable to do to change it. So if it's not measurable, it's not actionable, it's not something you can actually go and take action on, you probably haven't asked enough questions. If it's beginning to get too nitty gritty or too in the details or too many complaints going on, you've probably asked too many. So you can find that sweet spot of what that looks like, whether that's 4, 5, 6 questions. But at the end of the day, ask why multiple times. I think so many times we give up in our personal lives. We say, why aren't we meeting our goals? Why aren't we solving this issue that we know we need to do? And it's just because you haven't gone down deep enough to ask yourself why. So let's say, for example, you set a New Year's goal this year. It's already well into the new year, and maybe you are or maybe you're not living up to your New Year's resolutions that you made. Let's say you're not, and you just say, okay, what am I going to do about it? I want to get back to my New Year's resolution. But a lot of times you just say, well, why didn't I complete my New Year's resolution? And because let's say it's losing weight, because I stopped going to the gym. Okay, I'm going to go back to the gym. We're going to power through. We're going to get back in the gym. We're going to make it happen, okay? So if that's as far as you go, now you're just having to mentally really, really work at it. Like, I'm going to force myself to go back to the gym. Ask yourself a few more whys. Why aren't you going back to the gym? Well, because, it's just too hard with my schedule. Okay, why is it too hard with your schedule? Well, because I committed going every morning, and I just don't have enough time to go. Whenever I wake up in the morning, there's other things competing for my attention. Okay, why are other things competing for your attention? Well, because you have better priorities in the morning. Okay, so then how do you fix that? Since I have other priorities in the morning that I should be doing, then maybe I should change my gym time to after work or later in the day or whatever it may be. And so now you can actually do something about that. You can take action. Get back on your routine, your New Year's resolution, off of figuring out the time that you need to go and changing it to after work. And then try it again. If that doesn't work, don't be in condemnation about it. Do another root cause analysis. Find out why that didn't work for you. Ask yourself why enough times for you to get down to something tangible to do, and then take action on it. That is the last thing I'm going to kind of leave you guys with is take action. Take action. So many times we can know or have the reason or the revelation of why we didn't do something or why we dropped the ball or what the root is, but so many times we don't take action. And the reason we don't take action is because it's too complicated or too hard. There's too many moving parts. If you keep asking yourself why, you should get to a simple enough solution to take action on. That's the power of this tool. Day to day, when I'm at work and I'm doing what we call discovery for a project. So if there's a new project asked to do or we're starting on a new initiative, a lot of times I employ this method to understand what makes a department tick or what makes a department work. So you can use it on not just problems, but on good things as well. Just continuing to ask why and understand the deeper cause of what motivates people to do an action. And you can assist then in building healthy processes and systems on top of their current workload to help them increase the bottom line. And so this tool can be used for so many things, but I want to encourage you today, if you're in that place, if you're in that mode of operation where maybe you've been having failures or problems in your life and you're just like, why is this happening? I encourage you, don't just ask that why once. Ask it 3, 4, 5, sometimes even 6 times. Get to that underlying core of an actionable thing that you can do. Something simple, something easy, that you can take one little baby step towards fixing that problem. Well, hopefully this has helped today. Root cause analysis is such a powerful tool. Again, 5 whys. I can't take credit for this. This is a part of the Toyota method of process improvement. They use it in their plants, and it's part of their culture. But it's something you can definitely do to get down to the root cause. Don't ever feel like you have to try to solve all of the world's problems or all of your problems on your own. Take the time to get down to the root and take those simple steps forward. Hopefully this has helped you today. If it has, like, share, subscribe. If you're not a Vision Possible protege, check us out, visionpossible.net. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee every single day, you can have access to an ever-growing library of awesome resources on our XO TV platform. You can learn more about that by going to visionpossible.net. Also there you can see if we're coming to an area near you with one of our live events. And as always, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.